Hello everyone, thanks for stopping by and welcome to another episode on RL Guns. Look, we're not here today to, review or go over a firearm, but we are here today to talk about a particular incident with a firearm. I didn't think this would ever happen as long as I've been selling firearms and ammunition. But I off a customer. Yeah, I mean, this character was so I thought he was going to break the glass counters, slamming on the glass counters so bad. I really never thought this would ever happen, but this is why. All right, well, we're gonna let you know what happened. It was pretty bad. I mean, we had talked to the customer on the phone. They do live a little ways away, and we had this discussion. We all talked about it, and we committed on a price. He was very, extremely happy with the price. And he's getting a free box of ammunition too. I mean, that don't happen a lot. And I really hate I'm having to say this because, I've never had this happen in as many years in this business. I've never had this. But he showed up and wanted to buy this particular firearm. This is what he wanted. It was a Canik TP9. He was really happy about it and loved the firearm, liked the video that we did on it. We did a video on it, went through and did reviews on the whole thing or whatever. And this is not armed, by the way, just so everybody will know. Or loaded, armed, okay, however you want to take it. Look, we'll just do it for demonstration purposes so you'll see. Okay. It is not armed, loaded, armed. I keep saying that. But that's only because what I got on my mind right now is going to lead to that. And y'all really need to stick around for this because this is very important. Some of you guys and gals or whatever might seem this is not as important, but I'm here to tell you it is. It is extremely important. In purchasing firearms anywhere, it is federal. It is a federal law. And we're going to go through this. First of all, I want to take just one moment before we go through this. And this company is not sponsoring us by no means. I just want to get their name out there so people will just give them a shot. We've used Rode microphones, quite a few of them, and they work great. Don't get me wrong, we love them. But there's a company out there called Synco, okay? Now, they've got the wireless microphones that you can pin the distance on them. Guys, gals, it's crazy. They're just unbelievable. They also have the wireless or the wired lapel mic, which is what I'm wearing right now. The only reason I use the lapel mic for things like this is because I'm so close and there's no sense in having the wireless on there. It's just wasting my batteries and I like to use that for longer things. Okay, shout out to Synco. Get a real nice case. This is the dual mics, I think it was. So it comes with one transmitter and two wireless mics and two wired lapel mics. The batteries last really long. So anyway, look, enough of that. You guys give these guys a shot. Again, they're not sponsoring us by no means. We just want to get the name out there so some people can get an affordable mic that competes to the Rode mic, because this thing is like a third the cost of what Rode is. So anyway, let's get back to the basics of how we off a customer. Okay. I've been doing this for a long time, guys, and when people come in and they want to buy firearm or ammunition or what have you, we spend a lot of time with them. We go over each and every different detail we can about it because we want to make sure, especially when they come in and they're not sure what they want. We want to make sure whatever they're buying, this fits them, that they like it, it works. Well, this guy, like I said before, we talked already, and the guy's about 2 hours away, and he can't find these. And yes, these are getting kind of hard to get. especially on the prices, because, you know, we got these at the time where we got them really, really good, and we're still selling them really, really good. And that's the thing about firearms right now. You know, you might have them one day, you can't get them the next day, prices go up, dealers spend this kind of money for them, well then they got to sell them for this. You know, it's a crazy market right now, and it's going to get crazier as this election goes through what it's going through. So anywho's, we go through and he finally gets everything he wants. He wants, you know, a couple hundred rounds. He wants the Canic TP9. Get everything ready. And I asked for his ID, and then that's when all hell broke loose. Yeah, I've got it on our cameras. We do have cameras in here, but I didn't want to publish that because from what I know, the law is that the public can see it. You can take pictures, film it, and post it, publicize it, or whatever. Well, technically, public can't see it in here, so I'm taking it as I can't, you know, throw that out there legally, so I don't want to do that. Please stick around, guys. This is very important. Y'all need to listen to this. I need to get this out there. We did a short on this a while back, and I got chastised pretty bad off of several people that are dead wrong. Dead wrong. I'm an FFL dealer. I've been doing this for a long time. I get inspections from the FBI. I mean, I know the law, hand over fist. I know what it is, and it's federal. It's not state. It's a federal law for what is performed on buying and selling firearms. So after trying to get his identification, he wanted to fight with me and said that he didn't need an identification, and I said, well, sir, you do. I said, we have to fill out a form right here, 4473. This form is forms that a lot of you guys are very, very familiar with. Y'all know all about this form. You know each and every detail about the checklist on it, which starts here, right there. There's all around the backside and back here. Everybody on here that's watching knows what this form is. Well, prior to 1993, before the Brady law has come out, you know, or was come out, you know, President Bill Clinton signed the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act, I think is what they called it at the time, also known as the Brady Law, which is what we know it as. And this was signed on November 30th of 1993. Now, what this law was put out there for, which I think is somewhat okay, but I also think they need to, what laws they have, they need to enforce them. You can make as many laws as you want, but if you don't enforce the laws that you have, then all the new laws you're making, you're just creating a mess. That's my perspective on it now. That's not what I'm saying is in effect. But anywho's, the Brady Law, you know, was prevented. I mean, Jim and Sarah sat down and they met with both sides, the legislators and all those, to, you know, to get this law passed, and it did. It passed, and that was to prevent. Okay, you know, some of this, and don't think that I'm not serious, because I'm dead serious. But I think some of it is a joke, because I understand where they're going with this. I really do. But then where they're going with this doesn't make sense whatsoever, okay? And what I mean by this, here's a good example. I've got to put in a background check on every individual that wants to buy a firearm. I don't care if it's a handgun or if it's a long gun. Doesn't matter. Since the Brady Law in 1993 has put in effect, this form, which always has to have been filled out, has to be filled out, and I have to call in a NICS check, which is calling in the FBI, to get a background check. Now, some of you guys in there are going to argue with me like you did on the short, but I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. This is a federal law. This is not a state law. So I just want to go over this so you guys will understand this a little bit. And a lot of you guys already know this, but there's some people out there think they're smarter than us, FFL dealers, and everybody else that think they know more than we do. Well, that's fine, but that's the ones that we don't need to sell a firearm to. So, anywho's, once this is filled out, I will call in a NICS check. Again, whether on a pistol or on a long gun, it doesn't matter. I've got to call that in. Now, their intent's going to call me back, or they will do it right on the fly and let me know, hey, this is a go or not. So if it's a go, they're going to give me an NICS number right there. I've got to put right there, okay? And then I'll put the date and all that they give it to me right there, okay? So now, once that's done, if they do it right on the phone and the customer's here, then hey, we can move forward with this. On this side, I've got to put in on this here whether they had a permit, which is a concealed permit, pistol permits, any of the written permits from the courthouse no longer work. Those are null and void. Can't do anything with them. Sorry. I wish they'd reimburse you money. Yes, I really do. But they don't. So I need to put in here what current situation of the reason of the NICS check, whether it is because they don't have a concealed permit or they, have one, whatever. I just put in what that is. Now, if they have a concealed permit, here's the thing. I don't have to call NICS, okay? I don't have to call them. All I have to do is fill out the information, or whatever. Okay, now, here is what I was getting at a little while ago, that it could be a good thing, but it's sort of kind of a bad thing, okay? All right, so the reason they do this Brady law is to make sure when we run a background check on these people that they haven't committed any crimes, like a felony is basically what it is, a felony, so on and so forth, or how many felonies. That's what that's for. Okay, I understand that. But a guy that has a concealed permit, like myself, I can go out and commit a crime, not that I say I will, but I can go out and commit one tonight, tomorrow. The following day, when I get out of jail, I'm going to go to a gun store and I can buy 1, 2, 3 weapons. Just give them my concealed permit. The FFL dealer doesn't have to call and run a NICS check. Possibly, if he called the FBI, which is a NICS check, it's a good possibility that it's on record now that I committed a crime within the last 24, 48 hours. And then they'd be like, oh, nope, sorry, can't do this. But they don't do it. So I get it. I understand it. But even us that have concealed permits, we're not all angels. I mean, we're not. I mean, I've tried, I've had customers come in with an expired concealed permit and throw a fit. Why can't you sell me a firearm? Well, I can't. Not off your concealed permit, but I can run a NICS check, fill out 4473, and we still sell you a firearm. So, there's so many things you got to go through. And, like one of the comments I had in there, this one guy said on my shorts, said, oh no, in my state, we can buy a firearm from a private seller. Guys, gals, there's no such thing as a legal, and I mean a legal, private seller. No such thing. This is federal, everybody. It's a federal law. When I sell a firearm, look at this. You see this book right here? I'm not going to show you everything in it because it's, it's kind of private, but I've got multiple books of these, and it shows in here of all the firearms we sell. Okay, when a federal agent comes to my house, or my store, and they're doing an inspection on me, this is the book they ask for. They ask for this. So I have to give them that book, and they're going to go through every single firearm that was sold in that book. Whether they're here for an hour or 8 hours, they're going to go through every single one. And when they go through that, they'll say, okay, can I see your 4473 form? So I've got it marked in here. I put on here, when I put the form in here, I put in there form 4473 number 39. So I know which one to go look for, and I'll pull number 39. And then I'll give it to him. And it'll have a bill of sale. It'll have the tag that come off the firearm. There's a tag with the registration or a part number and the unit number. I'll have that stapled to it with everything on there. Even on the inside, they can go and look at all the NICS information that I got when I called to get that information. Again, I hope you guys are hanging around for this. I know it seems boring, but it's very, very important, because if you go and buy a firearm outside of a FFL dealer, registering it or deregistering it, you're breaking the law, and it's a federal offense, and you can serve up to 5 to 15 years if you get caught. I'm just giving you a heads up on this stuff, guys, gals, and everybody else. If you have a firearm and you'd like to sell it, just say you're an individual, just take the thing to a gun dealer. Guys, gals, just take it to a gun dealer. So look, here, this is mine. I would like to sell this firearm. Okay, what they're going to do is they're going to pull this book here. They're going to pull this out. They're going to get your name, your address, your license number. They're going to get all this information, and they're going to put on this thing, and I'll show you this on one side, right here, where it come from. That's what it's going to show, where that firearm come from. And then when it goes and sells, you reference it over to the next page to the number of when it sold and who the firearm went to with a 4473 form. Now, the only time I don't have to have a 4473 form in the picture is if I'm doing auctions. A good example, Gunbroker, American Arms, Arms List. We sell on all those, and we sell quite a few. I don't have to have a 4473, and the reason is because they are an FFL dealer. The only thing I have to have is a copy of their FFL license, their current up-to-date FFL license, and their phone number, their email address, and all that, so we can correspond back and forth via email, so we have black and white paper proof that this went on. I ship this firearm to that FFL dealer, then that FFL dealer contacts that particular customer and then sells the firearm. And guess what? That dealer is going to make that customer fill out a 4473. Just like it was if they walked in my store. Same thing. Reason? So they can keep a track and follow where this firearm is. Now, with that being said, I know when I don't want the government to know what kind of firearm I have and how many I have, and it ain't none of their daggone business. I get it. They don't. They don't know how many guns you have. They don't know what particular firearm you have. Could they find out? Oh, it could take years, but they'd have to call every FFL dealer and check all the paperwork and find it down. So that's not it. So please, don't think that's what it is. It's not. It's not at all. I got multiples, and I assure you the government has no idea. The reason these things are registered with the 4473 or the auctions that also go with the 4473 is to track down where this firearm was sold from. Okay. Here's a good example, and this is where you could serve a lot of time. Now, and this is for some of you guys that had the comments on my short that I put out there. Let's just say, for example, I'm not an FFL dealer, okay? Let's just say I'm just a private individual, and I own this firearm. This is my firearm, and I own it, and I want to sell it to you. And I'm going to call your name John Smith. John, you want to buy this firearm? I sure do, man. How much you want for it? I tell you what, give me $300 and it's yours. Man, that is a killer deal. Sure, here we go. I got cash money right here. All right, man, well, here you go. Here's your firearm. I got my money. We'll see you later. Well, here it is. I'm John Smith. I'm in a truck one night. Either I'm drinking, I'm high, or whatever, or just in a bad mood, and somebody ran into me. And they want to come over and start some chat with me. Look, man, you don't get away from me. You don't. Pow, pow. Now, oh God, I just shot this guy. I got to get out of here. So then they're going to take off and run, and ballistics is going to collect those bullets that come out of that, that person or whatever that you just killed. Okay, whether you know this or not, Some of them do, some of them don't. They used to. Each one of these firearms come with a fired round, a blank, cartridge in it. Some of them do. Now lately, the last few years, a lot of them don't. Excuse me. I had supper. That indigestion. It's got me. Whew. Actually, it's heartburn. Okay, so that's going to track down that serial number, that firearm. Well, then you know what? Wherever that firearm was sold last, that's where it's coming back to. If it was done legally, they're going to come back and they're going to track this firearm. And it's going to go down a domino effect until it come back to, uh-oh, me. I sold this guy this gun. They're knocking on my door. Most of the time they come with 3 agents. Sometimes it's only 2, but most of the time they'll come with 3. And they're going to take your ace off because you have no proof how you sold that firearm. Now this is whether it's a handgun or a long gun. They're going to take you downtown and they're going to try to figure this out. And they're going to ask you, all right, where's this firearm at? You're the last one showed that you had it. And you'll tell them, well, I just sold it to a friend. Okay, all right, now who did you sell it to? And they're going to want to know that. They might cut you a little slack if you tell them who it is. I don't know. I've never been in that position, so I can't answer that correctly. But there's going to be some serious time served for that because, I've been around guns all my life, and I believe in the Second Amendment, and I want you guys to fulfill that right and enjoy that right. But I, as an FFL dealer, I have no choice. I've got to go by the law. I don't want to go to jail or prison, so I have to abide by it. So please, I hope y'all stuck around to watch this and soak in some of this information because it's the law. I'm not lying about it. You can Google it for yourself. You can check it out. You can see. I mean, there's multiple states I can't send to. I mean, hell, California. They'll separate that off the state. But anyway, sorry. But I can't even ship nothing there. I can't ship ammunition, firearms, nothing can be shipped to that state. So, and there's some others. I'm not going to give a whole list of them. Excuse me. But this is just a little bit to tell you guys about the legal logistics of an FFL dealer and the stuff we have to go to in order to sell a firearm illegal. Again, I hope y'all stuck around to listen to some of this. And I know I'm going to get a bunch of probably more smarter people than I am that says they can sell guns all over and whatever, and that's fine. But again, Google it. It's federal law. It's not a state law, it's federal. That's why it's the FBI that we have to call for a 4473 form. Thank you guys for sticking around, or I hope you did. I hope y'all got some knowledge out of this. If there's any questions that y'all need, just let me know. You can put it in the comments or you can email me. You can email me at rnlgunsandammo@gmail.com. That's randlgunsandammo@gmail.com. Just give me a call down there. If you're interested in any of the items that we have, it's an email. We'd be more than happy to help you out. And I think Bug is coming in to do a short this week, I believe. Really enjoy her shirts. You guys need to go check those things out. Did I say shirts or shorts? Shorts. Y'all need to go check them out. She does a really fantastic job. Guys, thank you. Guys, gals, everybody that's in there. I keep forgetting there's multiple people that watch. Oh yeah, we're sitting at 570 subscribers. That's not a big number for a lot of you guys, but for us, we're so proud of that because we did not think that was even going to happen. Well, I mean, we've been doing this for a while. We've had YouTube for like 3 years, but we never did nothing with it until the last year. Then I was forced into it by my grandchild. So anyway, I think we'll get out, let you guys go. I hope I didn't anybody off on this video like I did the customer. And by the way, I forgot to mention, the customer did call us back, and he didn't apologize to me, but he apologized to my son that was working at the time. And wants to come in and still purchase that firearm. So I think he's coming in Wednesday, I believe it is, and we'll go through the paperwork and get it all done. So anyway, guys, look, appreciate it so much. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, tag, and most importantly, you see what it is, to our channel. Thanks so much. We'll see y'all on the next one.